Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for clicking play. Well, I want to tell you, I don't know if I can move my shoulder today. I had so much fun with my grandson yesterday morning. I went to his gymnastics class. Oh my goodness, I walk in there and they had all these mats and balance beams and all those uneven parallel bars and a trampoline and ladders and things you could swing from and all these vaults you could run up to, jump on, and land on this platform of foam. It was so much fun. I played harder than I've played in a long time. But I've got now sore muscles in places I never knew I had muscles. So I just hope that if you ever get to go to your grandchild's gymnastics class, that they'll let you come and get on all the equipment and play with the kids. So much fun. Well, today we're going to talk about the danger of not knowing God's thoughts. Wow, yes, God has made a way for us to know his thoughts. Isaiah 55:8-9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Now, a shallow Christian will read those verses and say, well, we can't know God's thoughts. We can't know his ways, so there's no point in even trying. I'll just go along and see how things work out. But a mature Christian, they humble themselves and they pray, Lord, my thoughts are so much lower than your thoughts. Your ways are higher. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your ways. Please help me know them. My ways are self-centered. They are ineffective. Yours are higher and they are perfect. Help me to know, understand, and walk in your ways. And help me teach them, Lord. So now, do you see a difference between these two responses to Isaiah 55, verses 8 and 9? It's a heart issue, isn't it? Well, let me just share with you the outcome of not knowing God's thoughts and ways. Psalm 95:10-11. For 40 years I loathed that generation and said, they are a people who err in their heart, and they do not know my ways. Therefore I swore in my anger, truly they shall not enter my rest. Wow, what happened? Why did God judge them so hard? They knew who he was. Well, they didn't love him enough to want to get to know him. They didn't study his words and think about, why are you telling me this? Why are you responding that way? Why is it this way and not that way? Why at this time and not that time? Why did you share this detail and not that detail? So now God has given us a remedy. He wants us to find life. He wants us to enter his rest. He's not trying to keep us out of his rest. He's trying to help us get into his rest. So he has a remedy. Isaiah 55, verses 6 and 7. He says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return to the Lord. And he will have compassion on him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon." Yes, God has made provision for us to know his thoughts and his ways. Isaiah 55:10-11. He says, "For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return there without watering the earth, and making it bear and sprout, and furnishing seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so will my word be, which goes forth from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, without accomplishing what I desire, and without succeeding in the matter for which I sent it." So God is calling his word as the rain and the snow coming down from heaven. Wow. So now, a as watchmen. I have a great community of watchmen. I enjoy watching all of your videos. I learn so much from all of you, and I learn so much from all of our subscribers collectively. And so I thank you so much for subscribing and for commenting and letting me know your thoughts, because I appreciate the things you're sharing with me. And so I just want to talk about, what specifically are the watchmen to be watching for? Proverbs 8:32 through 34 says this: Now therefore, O sons, listen to me, for blessed are they who keep my ways. Heed instruction and be wise. Do not neglect it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at my doorposts. We are to be watching for instruction, waiting at God's doorposts, listening as we read his scriptures every day. We ask him, we pray for him to send his spirit of instruction and his spirit of wisdom. They are spirits, they come from heaven. God intends for us to ask him for the spirit of instruction and the spirit of wisdom. As we do, he dispatches them to us. But it takes time for them to get to us. Hence, waiting on him at his gates and at his doorposts, and thanking him as soon as we ask, knowing they are on their way to us. These righteous spirits are the seed being referred to in Isaiah 55:10 and 11. All right, so now, if you come to know God's thoughts and his ways, which are higher than ours, you will become wise and you will enter into God's rest at the appointed time for us. God will tell you the day and hour. You'll know ahead of time and in the nick of time. So now, let me give a practical application to all of this. Let me describe a situation where a Christian pastor may not know one of God's ways, and you will see the incredible danger they are to themselves and to all of their listeners. Right now, there are many pastors who are reading Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17, and they think this is God's full and conclusive teaching on the mark of the beast. Here's what they read. And he causes all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free men and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And he provides that no one will be able to buy or sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, these pastors are saying that since our ruler's special sauce doesn't adhere precisely to these two verses, then what's being etched into people's body is not the mark. What's interesting to me is that these pastors, if they were teaching any other Bible topic, they would not be treating it the same way they are with the mark of the beast. They would never teach a Bible topic using only two verses out of the Bible. Yet that's what they're doing on this subject. God has made it clear how a Bible topic should be adequately taught. It is well known that we need to look up all the verses from Genesis to Revelation regarding that topic. We would study the passages that those words are found in and the context of the passages that contain the words, such as mark, seal, mind, forehead, hand, right hand, name, worship, etc. I could go on and on. But this is not being done. Now, you would think a subject as important as the mark of the beast, these pastors would be doing a more thorough study and delivering a more broad description of what the mark of the beast is, because the teaching on the mark of the beast is sprinkled all throughout the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation. An obedient pastor would also, while delivering a teaching on a topic, they would perform Hebrew and Greek word studies for those words and provide their listeners with the fuller meaning and the root of each word. And you know what? The Bible reference tools required are only a click away. We're living in an amazing time in church history where it's very easy to study the Bible. Gather your family around the table and have home church, just like what the book of Acts patterns for us. Get good at leading a Bible study. Whether it's a topical study or an expository study over a passage, learn how to do it, and then invite another family. You know, a family that you're related to, a neighbor, a coworker. You can do it. You can do it. But hopefully, you have a pastor who loves Jesus, who is awake, who knows what season we're in, what time it is. And perhaps they have done a more thorough study for you on what the mark of the beast is. And they are even going to the extra trouble of showing you the science that's in the Bible, the science of the human body even. It's out there. It's easy to find right now. As one doctor who's a Christian will share truth and they get their video scrubbed because it's being censored, another one seems to pop up. There's more and more Christian pastors and teachers, medical professionals who are studying this and sharing it. And some are doing so at great risks. Now, if you have a pastor that is doing their job and teaching you accurately on the mark of the beast and doing a fuller topical study for you, well, encourage them and support them. Learn from them and pass on the information to your loved ones. When that pastor gets fired, because eventually they will be fired, because every denomination at this point in church history is compromised. It is what it is. Well, if they get fired, when they get fired, continue to support them financially. Okay? I don't want to share too much more on that. Many of you already know what I'm teaching and are sharing this yourselves, and I'm praying for all of you. And so I just want to thank you so much for listening. You know, we are all hoping the Lord comes for us soon. But as you know, we might get a little scuffed up before we get out of here, but we're praying for the Lord's appearing and for the rapture. Okay, I hope you're doing well. I'm praying for you. May you enjoy studying the Word, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.